What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for the rundown episode. Who knows? We're getting started early here while we wait for our illustrious companion to join the show. I thought I'd kick it off and just start chatting to you guys whilst we wait for him. He's just doing his nails, getting his hair right, doing all the things he needs to do to prepare before the show. So you guys know this. So I thought rather than make you wait any longer, we'll just kick it off. But this is also hashtag birthday stream, hashtag 3K subscribers on YouTube stream as well. So we're going to have some fun today. We're going to get a little kooky. I had a few beverages last night, so I may still be riding the fumes. So welcome to a fun show. We've got lots to talk about. How are you guys in the chat? I've already been conversing with you via text. So let's just see where we're at. What are you saying? You just rewatched and you're not okay. You're hilarious often. Yeah. Man, this is what we're going to ask you guys. We're going to ask you guys, what are we going to do about this last episode? Because that definitely was emotional damage. Yes, it should have been entitled emotional damage. Damn. So once Anthony finishes his side mission and joins the stream, we'll have a chat about what you guys want to do. But we were prepared to talk about episode 4 because we weren't really prepared to get slides and do all that type of stuff for episode 5. But we may be able to figure something out live for you guys. Now, whilst we wait for Anthony, I'm going to show you a little clip that the illustrious Lukagi made for us. And just tell me what you guys think if this reminds you of someone. That's our new video for Anthony every time he does something villainous, much like what he's doing now, being a villain. Oh, shit. Okay. We're gonna get kooky. AJ's in the house. What's going on? Hello, everybody. Hope all is well. I hope all is well with you, sir. The dude is in the house. Channel member, legend. Tyria, what's going on? Hey, John and chat. Congrats on the 3K. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate it. Free hot toys for everybody. That's Anthony's punishment. Actually, we can decide on screen which figure he's going to be donating today. Let's see. And here he is, ready to go. I like this. I like getting to rip into you when you're not here.
Yeah, I'm noticing you like it. Yeah, so
Wait.
I was trying
This is how I
to
should have done it.
see if I could share the. Yeah, so I was trying to see if I could share the HBO series, but I can't. They kind of blocked it. If I try to share it, just this comes up. You can see like the title, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. That's what
It doesn't
happened when I
show
tried to
anything.
take screenshots off the actual apps instead of having to take
So
photos.
that doesn't work.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Absolute bastards. Yeah, that sucks. Damn. I was just saying that, oh man, I want to talk about episode 5 as well because, god damn, it was an amazing episode. Yeah, it had a 10 out of 10 rating on the streaming service that we watch it through. I don't think I've ever seen an episode 10 out of 10 on like a recommended.
Yeah, but did you think it was a 10 out of 10 for you?
Well, hang on. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Do I think it's a 10 out of 10?
Dude, play.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh god, we're gonna fight.
I have issues.
Look,
I have
guys,
issues. As always, I have
guys in the
issues.
chat.
But let's start with 4 first.
Let's start with 4. Episode 5 was epic, bro. That ending. Come on. Okay, we will get there. Yeah, Anthony's villain arc starting early.
No, the ending was
You
cool.
made the
It was
clip
cool.
just in time. You made the ending just in time. All right, this is going to be fun. Well, let's start with episode 4 because that's what we would normally be doing. The Super Bowl wasn't on, and they wouldn't drop another episode so early. But thank you everybody for being
Super Bowl
here.
isn't on right now, right? It's like tomorrow or something.
It's tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
But they would normally drop it Sunday night, right? So I think their Sunday night. It's
yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday night for them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So all good. And we'll just let us know in the chat if you guys want to talk about episode 5 after this without slides, because I'm happy to do that. I'll change the
Yeah, we could
thumbnail
do
after
that.
and just say
We
we
could.
talked about 4 and 5. We've done stuff like that before. So,
But it kind of depends on if everyone's seen it already. 5.
ooh, true. Yeah. So let us know in the chat if some of you haven't seen it yet. Then we'll wait like we normally do, and we'll do episode 5 next weekend. Yeah, which will still work anyway, right? Because there's no other episodes before then. So
Yeah.
awesome. What's AJ saying? He's saying, "Yep, tomorrow night for me. Normally, I'm good to talk episode." Okay, you've seen it.
Cool.
Perfect.
Cool.
Cool. But if
Maybe
you haven't
we'll
seen
ask-
it, let us know.
Maybe we'll do 4 first, as if we haven't seen 5, and then ask again to everyone or anyone who's in the chat.
Okay. Yes.
For the 2 people that are left in the chat by then, we'll ask again.
Yeah, we'll ask again. I think we'll be all right. Well, let's kick it off with episode 4 because I actually like that episode too. I really like that. You start off with Ellie playing around with the pistol that she stole from Bill's house.
Yeah.
From memory, yes. I'm just trying to confuse myself
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
both episodes yesterday. What's up, Empire Strikes Back? Strikes
Yo,
again.
welcome
Shit.
back.
Right, strikes again. What's going on, brother? So the kicking off of this episode, I really like the things they've been showing us with her infatuation with, you know, having the gun, the knife, being, you know, a little, what's the word, sadistic in a way. It was just cool to show her playing around with it, which I guess comes back to play later, and she actually
but
has to use it.
This kind of felt weird to me because it seems she was way too comfortable with the gun, because it looked like she knew what she was doing, chambering, reloading.
Thanks, Biz.
So to me, it kind of seems that if you're that comfortable with the gun, it becomes more of a tool, and if you're not comfortable, it becomes something that you play around in front of the mirror with. But maybe it's just me. What do you think?
I didn't kind of think about it like that. I thought about it more along the lines of, hey, I finally got a gun. I feel safer now, and now I'm a badass. Kind of like I'm I kind of like that, you know, that ego that a kid or someone with inexperience would have. And
Yeah.
I guess you're saying,
Yeah, but
I don't know. I didn't
she
think
seemed
about it like that.
so comfortable, as if in federal school, that's how you start the day and you end the day, and you have lunch break with your gun. So it looked like guns were normal for her, the way she was handling one. So then it would be a bit weird to stand in front of the mirror. If you weren't comfortable with guns and weren't allowed to handle one in federal school, then it would make a lot more sense to stand in front of a mirror like a badass, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I get that.
Yeah.
I definitely.
So
get
that was
that.
kind of a bit weird, but the point came across that what they're trying to.
Yeah, that she's
Make,
happy that
yeah.
she's got the gun. I think that's more them not thinking the audience is smart enough to understand, or they just wanted to use something.
Yeah.
No. Butch, what's going on, Butch?
Yo,
At work, man.
but in attendance.
Get me a manager. That's it. You need this day off.
No. You need to play the cap. You know how we do.
Butch is at work, doing something naughty. You know what we do. We're seriously gonna abuse these. I apologize in advance. Actually, I don't apologize. We're top G's. That's what we do. Welcome. All right, then we come into a beautiful composite of when she's found the comic book, or the joke book. Sorry, not the comic book, the joke book. Now, having not played the game, I'm assuming this is a big part of the game when she finds the joke book and the building of their relationship, because this book is kind of the thing that breaks down the wall between these guys, right?
Yeah.
Which I quite like how they do that. And shows her being a kid. I think they've done a really good job of showing her being a kid, as well as also being, I guess, a child raised in this type of world where she's capable of doing some pretty tough things. But I
Yeah,
quite
so
like it.
the podcast we refer to very often because it's the coolest podcast you could ever listen to if you watch The Last of Us is the official HBO podcast with the showrunners Craig Mason and Neil Druckmann, with Neil Druckmann being the guy from Naughty Dog, having made The Last of Us. And they touch upon this scene, and Craig Mason specifically is telling about that a friend of his talked about his kids being at this age, and they call it the "fuck you, tuck me in" age. So, on the one hand, they want to go out in the world alone, explore, want to not be with the parents. And on the other hand, there's still a little kid wanting to be tucked in, and it's a great way of portraying this via the book.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And that comes more prevalent when they're camping later on too. Those little questions that she asks, like, "You
Yeah,
sure no
yeah.
one's gonna find us?" Things like that. I think they did a
Mhm.
really good job with her writing and then she acting it to
Yeah.
portray that. Because
And
I've said
really, I
everything
think,
from her.
yeah, and I think I've said this before, but the way that Bella Ramsey portrays Ellie is makes a lot more sense than the original Ellie in the game. I think a lot more badass than just being cute and dependent.
Yeah. Well, I can't compare that. What do you guys think in the chat? Is Anthony correct on that? Because I just know from what I've seen, she's Ellie to me. Like I haven't got anything to compare it against. So I like the toughness. I like the child aspect of it that comes out when she's got the joke book and things like that. And I love the vulnerability of things like when they go into bed, because that is what a child would do. Like
Yeah.
they try to be all tough, and then you see those little questions, not trying to show that they're weak. Oh, he's disagreeing. Here you go. You can ban Anthony from the chat if you like.
No, take the spanner back, John. Take the spanner back,
Imagine if often bans you. Do it.
and then play the Doctor Evil one.
Lukagi with those videos. You're a baller, absolute baller.
You should be able to script that, right? To ban someone and then immediately play the Doctor Evil meme.
Yes. Here we go. I kind of agree. I like that to get the tougher approach. It does make more sense to me. And then we've got, often says, Ashley Johnson's portrayal is goated by Bella. Goated, but Bella is doing an amazing job. Yes. Okay. Two interesting opinions. Again, I'm in the middle because I have nothing to compare to. I just think from what I've seen of Bella Ramsey's portrayal, I feel like if you're growing up in a world like this, I would think you're automatically going to be a bit more hardened than someone who hasn't grown up who's grown up in our world, like
Yeah,
much more like Sarah was.
Yeah, and in the podcast, Craig Mason and Druckmann are also talking about that in the game, Ellie was an open book. So what you see is what you get, and that's it. And they wanted to go a bit further than that and give Ellie her own secrets, her own dark twists and secrets. So you could kind of... I think it's if you've played the game, this is a cool way to approach it because Ellie is more interesting that way.
And it says, although in the game Ellie seems more like Sam's age, does she appear younger?
Oh, the Ellie in the game is a lot younger. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
okay.
appears younger. She's just adorable in the game. So
Yeah, more innocent, right?
I think it works better in the game because the game
I'll come back to
you
you.
just play the game through Joel's eyes. That's what you do in the game, and having a cuter kid kind of gives more of those paternal feelings to want to protect her. I guess if she'd be more badass in the game, maybe she'd feel more like a partner than a daughter. So it kind of
like
makes
that.
sense in the game.
Yeah. Knox, what's up, Knox? Welcome back. Says, I like both versions. I want the show to be different than the game because if we wanted elements from the game, I'd just play the game. That's another interesting approach. because I'm kind of, I think along the lines that you do is I like that they adapt things from
Yeah.
other genres like comics, books, and things. But I like it to be different. Otherwise, if I know exactly how everything's going to go, it's almost a little boring
Well, yeah,
for
that's
me
it.
personally.
So even if you've played the game, there's still a lot more to be guessed now. If it was verbatim only the game, then it would have been a bit boring. But now you have something to look forward to be puzzled by or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like Kagi says, I was always loved the game, but the show is doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And then he just got banned by often.
And he got because he did the pun of Mason from Gag Mason.
Yeah,
Lokage is the
not
pun master.
he's the
Banned.
one. Man, every time he messages me, I'm always laughing my ass off. There's so many elements from 4 and 5 straight from the game.
Yeah,
It's
but
awesome.
to be honest, all episodes are like the dialogue is straight from the game, literally.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with Offen here. These last 2 episodes I've really enjoyed, and I'm interested to see what your thoughts. Now I know your thoughts going to be about Kathleen, but I have a
Yeah.
counterpoint as to why I liked her character, and I will get there.
Hmm.
Yes, and then we get to the road tripping part. I like the
Interesting.
road trip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The road trip part was cool. Her reading the jokes again, finding that now that porn mag part was hilarious. Now that's from the game too, right? So I like that. I like that they did that. But the whole road trip was cool. Getting to see the landscapes. You know what? That these parts of the show made me feel. It made me feel like there wasn't as much danger. I don't know if anybody else felt that because it almost feels like so empty.
Yeah.
Everything felt so empty and not as scary up until the end of episode 5. But like, which I think, I don't know if that's deliberate, but I love how they're traveling along. They're not really coming across many, like, unless they're in a city, they're not coming across anything really that dangerous. It's just traveling through the woods. So you think you could move around pretty well.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I got anyway, that they could go and camp and not be worried about mushrooms coming to get them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they were going for.
Let's see what Nox says. This is why I won't compare show Joel and Ellie to the game Joel and Ellie. I want adaptation to change up the characters and the dynamic. As long as it is well written, there should be no problem.
Yeah, I
point.
agree.
I agree. Maybe fear the power of the spanner more Lukagi. No, Lukagi's a rebel, bro. He's a bloody rebel.
It's a
That's what he
rebel.
does.
You know how we do.
You know how we do. He's a rebel, man. This is what he does. Bye-bye, dude. Classic. But did you guys get
Classic
that?
of-
It's like, I included this picture too. Now, often I must give you a massive shout out. I was originally not going to schedule the stream for this weekend because it's my birthday weekend and it's just been a big week. And I thought we might as well do 2 episodes together back to back next
Yeah,
week.
this is like your birthday weekend and your 3K celebration weekend.
Man, look, I'll
Congratulations.
tell you this right now. Thank you very much, sir. I have actually a Cuban cigar here gifted to me by a friend that works for me at another gym. I was going to have that in my mouth to start the episode, then I thought that could be a bit. I had my glasses and my Cuban cigar ready, and I thought I'm ready to go. Yeah, so, but then I decided against it. I was going to be a gangster. Actually, was going to be a gangster, but I realized
You are. Actually, you are. You just change it to being plain John just for the stream. So it's PG.
Yeah, I changed down. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
changed
know.
down. Make it more PG. Actually, good point. Let's go that route. And then I messaged Offen yesterday. Last minute, I said, "Bro, help me out. We've decided I got to do a stream. We got to chat. We got to have fun." And he came through with the goods and took all these pictures and sent it through for me. So Offen, big shout out to you, Spanner
Well,
boy.
thanks, man.
You are
Worthy
the
of the
man.
spanner. Yeah.
Worthy of the spanner. Last minute, sent him through. So
Yeah. To be honest, we were thinking about taking away the spanner, but then he came in clutch with the screenshot. So he needs to
yeah.
have
So
a
you've
spanner.
survived this week.
Yeah,
Look, endure and
Endure
survive.
and
Week to week. Week to week. AJ says that's kind of like a reference to the game too. The danger came and went.
Yeah.
There were times you would just search for things in quiet, then chaos would be later.
Yeah.
That's really, really on point, AJ, because I've really noticed that in the open world that it's not that scary until it is. And because of that, because it's not constant danger all the time, I felt like the danger in the last episode was even more enhanced, especially seeing how savage it was
Wait, we're doing
compared to
4 now,
moments
right?
like this. Yeah. I'm blending them together.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you know I
blending.
forget things. I
Yeah,
forget things. Okay.
maybe don't.
Yeah, put that big brown thing in your mouth. I'm like, damn you! I should never have said that. And thank you very much, sir. Okay, so I mean, to be honest, I only have 17 slides for this one, so we're going to get through them pretty quickly.
Cool.
So we will have time to
Yeah, we
talk.
can because we don't have anything to anticipate because we already know what's going to happen in 5, or
That's right.
maybe.
Yeah, it's a
most
Cuban,
people,
man. I can't believe it.
yeah.
I can't believe it. I'll whip it out later and show you guys. Boom, clickers. That sounded terrible, didn't it? Let's move. Oops, to the next one. So I went back. This is not a slide from often. I took this off my TV as I was rewatching it yesterday because I wanted to talk about resources. I wanted to talk about resources in this open world because I think I was listening to a show. I think it might have been John Campier, maybe when I was working. And someone on there, whether it was him or Rob, brought up a good point about when they're siphoning petrol at the start. I know AJ might have listened to John Campier. Let me know, AJ, if that was you that was listening to that. That petrol breaks down over time, right? So it's almost like water. So I thought that was really interesting how they did that. And then they talked about the food, that how food is still around, like canned food, and how long would canned food actually last if it's 20 years later, and would there still be any left? I think on that point is I don't know if anybody's thought about resources like that, and I don't know how it refers to the game. Maybe you can enlighten me. But this coffee scene, I just wanted to talk about because it's that whole camping scene, which I thought was really interesting. With them building their relationship in the camping scene and referring back to her being that fuck you age, being 14 and being tough, but then all that jazz. But then the resources. Now, I know they got the coffee off Bill, right?
Yeah.
They took that from Bill's house, I'm pretty sure. And I thought that was funny that she's like, it smells like shit, and he's loving it because that's kind of like what coffee is, right? But have you thought about the resources?
Well,
and that
I was thinking about do they actually mean shit? Because do you know Kopi Luwak?
I don't know that, but I know that it can be coffee can be like what is it? Use shit to fertilize it, right?
No. Kopi Luwak is like there are these creatures that are like tree cats. I don't know how they would call it in that language, to be honest. But they eat like the coffee beans and then they shit them out, and that's like the most expensive coffee you can get. And then I was thinking,
yes.
maybe Bill thought the same thing, but I don't know. That might be reaching. But it kind of made me
That's
think.
terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But I will go back to another one because I thought about the resources there like that and how stuff is. This
Yeah.
one's probably a bit hard to see, but this is when they're going to sleep in the campsite. And I like how
On his
the
right
first
ear.
time
Yeah.
on his right ear, out in the wilderness, there's two scenes like this where they're laying down going to sleep. Hearing at the end of the episode, one where she asks him if they're going to be fine, and he says yes, and then they are, and then the next one they're not.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know whether they meant to do that or not, but I liked that. But that whole conversation around the campfire was really cool. Do you have any thoughts on that? Like just them building their relationship?
Well, yeah, just that, just like with the book, they are building their relationship, and it's funny that you talked about them not being okay the last time they sleep or they fall asleep in this episode, because I think it kind of harkens back to the coffee, because Joel has been driving non-stop. He's been keeping himself awake with the coffee, then he's been driving non-stop, so it kind of makes sense that later in the episode, or at the end of the episode, he sleeps so tight that he falls asleep on his wrong ear and then sleeps through everything.
Yes, because I don't think he slept that much that night. Because when they wake up in the morning, he's standing there, so it
Yeah.
kind of implies that he didn't sleep. So he probably was super tired, which kind of is even more prevalent when they're climbing the stairs later in this episode where he needs to take a rest.
Yeah.
She makes that dig at him, like, you're getting old. But if you think about it, he's probably tired as hell because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
hasn't
He
been
just
sleeping.
drove straight through. Yeah.
Yeah. Which also in the fight too, he didn't hear the guy coming. That's his ear problem. But
Yeah.
also, I think I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but I feel like all those elements, like he feels like he's failing a lot. Like he wasn't happy that she had to save him and things like
Hmm.
that. But that all comes down when you're tired as hell and
Yeah.
just run down, right? I
Yeah.
think
He's
that's
just not as
really done really
focused,
well.
which kind of makes sense because he wants to do it the fastest mode possible.
That's right. That's right. AJ says, fun fact: the paint in the can in episode 5 wouldn't have made it that long.
Oh, that's funny.
Interesting. That's true. I'm 56 years old, you little shit. Yeah, that was good. Once I hit
56
40,
is
my
new
body
30,
felt that.
right?
I don't know about that. But then they're back on the road trip. Again, which is pretty cool, getting her to read the map. More relationship building. I like that. And I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that. But now that they've lost the car, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I know I've seen in trailers they get a horse, so maybe not. I think that'd be a lot harder to manage than having a car. A car is so powerful in this world, I feel like, being able to drive around and get around like that, right? What's often say? In the game, Ellie helps in that ambush, throwing a brick at one of them. Damn. Well, she still helps in this ambush. And then we get to the city. So Kansas City, not... you bastard.
I almost forgot about that. But we need to
You know
keep
what?
it in.
All of you MFers, you will find out all the time. Oh, how bad I am. I finally got to do it to Anthony last night. Anthony hadn't watched episode 5, and I'm like, you got to watch episode 5.
Damn. Yeah.
And I finally got to get him. He's like trying to theorize what happens. And I got to say, you will find out. Oh, it's not a big thing, but goddamn, it felt good. Take that, you bastards. Take that. Which brings us to the ambush. Now, he knew straight away that this was an ambush.
Yeah.
And she didn't, obviously, but which is cool because it goes back to he's obviously done it before, which he kind of alludes to later. Do you find out that in the game about his backstory, anything like that? Do they touch on any of that? Or?
This scene is exactly the same as in the game. The guy even walks like literally exactly this. I think it was a black dude there though, but he walks exactly the same as in the game, and it's straight in this scene that Joel says he's not even hurt. So you know that he knows it that way.
Yeah. Because at first I thought maybe he was hurt, and then it's just best to not trust people. Yeah. I'm naive like that.
Yeah, there's like a funny story in this because, how can I say it? It was a couple of years ago. Well, a lot of years ago. I think it was like 15 years ago, probably. Mm-hmm. I did martial arts a lot. It was longer, maybe, but I was driving this guy to his home after training, and then I needed to go home, but it was dark already, and it's between towns. And he said, because it was a trick they did there on the road between those two towns, to stand in front of a car and to carjack you. So he just said, when someone is standing in front of your car, don't stop, just drive through them. Trust me.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
AJ, that was awesome. It did feel good. I loved it. And yes, when he says I've been on both sides, that's what alluded to me that he's done that shit before. I just want to not forget what Anthony just said then when he did martial arts. Now, was that in your CIA training?
I never did tell you about, dude. I never did tell you about my CSI training though. That's
CSI training.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I told you guys, Anthony. He's doing things. He's on missions. He's dangerous. Martial arts. He could probably kill us all. So maybe I won't pick on you so much.
right through StreamYard.
Uh, and Lakagi again, man, you're on point. You should be a comedian, Lakagi. I swear to God, he's doing Get Help from Thor.
Yes, get out.
Yeah,
Classic.
and then they
Classic.
crash. So I'm just gonna bring in the new slides. I thought I'd just chuck that one in there.
Yeah, this
This
was.
scene was pretty epic.
Yeah, look, so they really do a good job of giving you the feel that you get in the game. Um, because I remember this part so vividly that people are just shooting at you, and I was just thinking, dude, stop shooting at me! I didn't do anything wrong. You ambushed me, and I got the exact same feeling when I was watching this. So
Bastards there.
I think if you've played the game, you get to how do you call that? I forgot the word. You get the feeling of being Joel even more than when you only watch the series. I think it actually feels like they're shooting at you. So I literally felt like, stop doing this to me. I didn't
No,
do
that
anything
makes
wrong.
that literally makes sense, because like when you're viewing it as a show, you're viewing it. There's you're seeing both characters as main characters. You're not seeing
Yeah.
it through the eyes as of a particular character. So I completely get that. But this whole sequence was probably my favorite part of the show. The whole battle fight, and then Ellie coming to save him. And I really
Yeah.
want to delve into that because I loved the way they filmed it. I loved the acting in it, and I loved the emotion they got across in this scene without necessarily slamming it down your throat, which we'll get to in the next picture. Just bring up also trained in the martial arts. Oh, AJ, damn, because he is the dude.
It's a lethal weapon.
Gotta watch out. He's the lethal weapon. John is trained in martial arts of hiding orders.
Hiding orders. What?
Yeah, from the ISP officers.
Oh yeah.
I'm more Metal Gear Solid. I'm Solid Snake. I'm stealth. I'm stealth all the way. Anything just goes in there, guns blazing, just breaking necks, cashing checks. That's one of my catchphrases at work: breaking necks, cashing checks. Well, my old job anyway. Working in a UFC gym, I used to do the old break the necks, cash the checks. UFC is actually on in Perth tomorrow. No,
Oh, cool.
today.
Cool.
It's on today for us. Yes.
Is Volkanovski going?
Volkanovski and yeah,
Cool.
yeah, they're all down there. They're all down there.
That's nice. I need to see that.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. I'm probably not going to get to
Is
watch
that
it.
during the Super Bowl?
No, so that's
They
tomorrow.
won't, right?
The Bowl's tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So in Perth, we had local UFC, a local UFC tournament, which is the local UFC thing, and then we have the UFC today. So that was yesterday. Then you got the UFC main event today, and then you've got the Super Bowl tomorrow. So there's a lot going on.
Cool.
A lot going on at the minute. Now, where are we? So another composite by the man. Now, when she hides behind the wall. This is kind of out of order because I think this is when he goes to tell her to. Oh no, it's not actually. I think this picture of her is after she's shot him in the back, which I actually went back and took a picture of Paul Bryan because I wanted to touch on how good this moment was when he was fighting Joel. This is the thing, right, about life. He would have killed Joel. He was trying to kill Joel in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got hurt, they did a really good job of humanizing him and making you feel bad for him. I literally felt bad that Joel had to do that. You know what I mean? Like, did you guys get that feeling as well? It really
What did you
hit me,
feel? Did
like-
you feel bad about Brian dying? Or
I felt bad. I think they did a good job, and he did a really good job acting and pleading for his life. Because
Did you
if
believe
try
him?
I did believe him. I did believe him. I felt like he felt really like, not to the sense of he's innocent, but I believed like there's humanity there, and they're just doing what they needed to do to survive. And that kind of counters what Joel used to do. Joel knows what that's like. I feel like,
yeah, I
'cause
think
that's
you're
what he
right on
used to
that
do to
one,
survive.
but I really didn't feel sorry for him. I actually felt like, yeah, but you're going to run to your mommy and then you're
Yeah.
going to get us anyway.
Yeah, I mean they had to kill him. I knew
Yeah.
that he had to kill him, but I think they did a good job of how they did this scene
Yeah.
I felt like, of making me feel bad about it. That
Yeah,
you
and
had
that's what
to.
they in the podcast they were trying about it. That they're talking about it. They try to humanize the antagonist, because in the game you
Mm,
get numb to violence. Really, you know
yeah.
that you need to shoot everything. Anything that you don't need to shoot or you shouldn't shoot, you can't shoot. So um, it's literally like you can sneak by stuff or you can just kill it. That's how the
Yeah.
game feels, and so you're really desensitized to violence that way.
Mm,
And they wanted to counter that by giving the hunters a face, and
yeah.
a purpose and humanity.
And I feel like they did a good job in this moment. Now, when he gets the knife, also hashtag F Brian, that could be one of our new hashtags. um, what's his hashtag? Brian's an NPC. He was in this moment, but I feel like um, this whole sequence when he tells Ellie to go in the other room, she did a fantastic job of when she gets around behind the wall. You know, she wipes away the tears because she's trying to be strong, she's trying to be tough, which she was, and she did it to save Joel. And just the look Pedro gives. I haven't called him Mando enough. I think because he's done such a good job of being the look Mando gives to Grogu. Yeah. What show is this? Hang on.
When he eats the
Wait.
eggs, yeah.
Yeah, that's the look. That's so true. But again, in the real world, I think they just did a really good job of making it feel way more conflicting
Hmm.
than just how when you watch shows, you watch a John Wick and John Wick's just killing everybody.
Yeah.
I was listening to something the other day where they talk about John Wick has killed more people in his 3 films than any of Freddy or Jason or them combined in all of their films. In all the
True.
horror films of Freddy, Jason, or them, John Wick has killed more people in his 3 films already.
Yeah, probably.
He's the real serial killer. He's a real killer. But we do get desensitized to violence. We're like, yeah, fuck that guy. Let's kill him, right? But
Yeah, I think Thanos
I
has
think
killed more in one movie than John Wick has killed in 3 movies, though.
that's true. That is true. Actually, I didn't think about that. Damn you, Anthony.
Hmm.
I didn't think about that. Bloody Thanos.
Bloody
Um,
Thanos.
I just think the way they dragged this out and the way they let him whinge and complain, and then using the knife, because that's so much more personal as well. He used the damn knife that he gave to him. I probably would rather get shot than get stabbed. Jesus.
Yeah, but it's not to make it personal, but it's just, and that's so funny about um, this being exactly like the game, because even the you should crawl through this hole is exactly like the game. But if you're in the
Mm,
game, you just know that resources are very scarce. So if you don't have to use a shiv, you don't. If you don't
mm,
need to completely heal, you don't. If you don't need to shoot, you don't. Because you only have you literally at any moment in the game, you know you have less bullets than there are enemies. So
yeah.
you can spare
That is
anything
cool
you
though.
can spare. Yeah.
That is cool. I am proud of Cobra Kai Lakagi. Come on.
Strike hard, strike first. What is it again?
Yeah, strike hard, strike first. Miyagi-Do. I'm a Miyagi-Do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the rumbling. Oh man, if I didn't know what that was setting up, but god damn. Anyway, after this scene, so I really like that. I just like that she showed a lot of vulnerability when she went behind the wall as well, while Joel finished him off. Um,
Yeah.
and I love how the conversations they have after that. But that brings us to Anthony's favorite character in the show. His most anticipated. If this was a figure, he would get her as a figure and have
I
him
would get
on
the
his
two
show.
pack.
Have it on two-pack. So, Anthony,
Yeah.
please, I know you're ready. We have different thoughts on this character, so I'll let you begin.
Yeah, I don't know
Miyagi-Do.
where this discussion belongs though. If it belongs in 4 or in 5, but she's a non-believable character for me. So she's new. She wasn't in the game,
Hmm.
but that's not my
Hmm.
problem with her. Because she's like the leader of resistance, and you see this guy
Hmm.
Perry, who by the way is played by
Hmm.
the voice actor of Tommy in the game,
Hmm.
and she seems way too nice. Um, First of all. Second of all,
Hmm.
you see that Perry is a bit conflicted at times following her,
Hmm.
but he's still loyal. but he thinks she doesn't have the best ideas and that she's emotionally blurred because of her vengeance, and he's not up for that. Um, so it feels really weird for me that this seemingly capable dude, this Perry guy, would follow
Mm-hmm.
someone like her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there could have been a couple of ways of making this believable. First, you could have seen other followers of her who are very devoted to her,
Mm-hmm.
which would make it safer to follow her than to not follow her. They could have shown her to be like a tactical master or strategical master or like hyper intelligent, which
Mm-hmm.
would be the why they would need her. But the explanation in episode 5 for me is too thin to make it believable as her being the cutthroat leader of this gang and them
Mm.
all following her, especially Perry. So I think they
Mm.
kind of missed it there. And in the podcast, they also talk about the fact that normally you wouldn't cast her to play
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen because she's really too nice.
Yeah.
And to them, it makes it kind of more interesting because if she's that nice, how could the second grade teacher be this violent?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it made it unbelievable.
Mm.
And probably other people would have loved that mix or this portrayal, but for me, it didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me share with you what I think. I don't know if it was the podcast. I listened to the podcast. I don't know if it was the podcast that got me thinking about it,
Yeah.
or if it was someone else. I think it might have been a John Campy show again. So I do listen to that quite
Man,
often.
I never worked
Yeah.
listened to that, but
No.
I
I think it was him. He had
should.
an interesting point.
Yeah.
I think. I think what often is saying here. No, not that one. No, I didn't mean to click on that one. I will play it later. Often. Where is it? How it links to episode 5. Um, the fact that she was in charge. I think it was John Campy. He was saying that in if you think about this world, this group of people together, understanding that she was the sister of the great man, the brother, which we find out in
That's
the next
5
episode.
though. So maybe
Yeah.
we just do 4 first. And
Okay. So the impressions from that is in a time like this when everybody's together, they're a close group of people, right? People would tend to rally around a motherly figure potentially. Maybe she wasn't violent until she became violent, and maybe it was more she was one of the leaders as opposed to keeping everybody together, keep being the motherly type figure to a big group of people. And I quite like that thought about that, how the leader doesn't always have to be someone who's a violent, dangerous person, especially because you got to remember these guys think they're the good guys, they're the oppressed, and generally when the oppressed get pushed too far, they can become the people, the very people. They become just like the people that have oppressed them by doing what they end up doing, obviously, to the people who have been oppressing them. So I kind of like that angle of maybe she was the motherly figure of the group and they weren't crazy violent until it became time to become violent. And then when you understand that in this episode, you do see that she's out for revenge, that she's upset,
Yeah.
she's looking for someone. And revenge can do crazy things, or pain and hurt. So it didn't upset me. I think like it got to you in that sense of not believing her, because I could believe someone being a motherly figure.
Yeah,
Being a
it could
leader
be,
of
but
the
then
group.
they should have. For me, it would have worked better if they would set it up with her interacting with the other gang leaders, or seeing the effect she has on the others, or just seeing that they zealously follow her. That would have been enough to set her up as being the leader of the gang. But you only see her interact with Perry, and that's too little for me to make it believable. Especially because she kind of she's not that nice to Perry, so it doesn't work in that way for me either.
Yeah, she's obviously. They give the impression that she's built up a lot of. She's built up something that makes her so commanding, or that makes them want to follow her so much. Which I do think we learn a little bit more in episode 5. I feel
Yeah,
like
but
because
just
what
by
Perry
it,
says
but
to
it's
her
just
in episode 5
yeah, but it's just
really
like an
did make me.
expose, and I would have loved more of the dynamics between her and the rest of the gang, and then it would have made more
Mm,
sense for me.
yeah, and that's where they could make it. They could have gone into showing us a little bit more about their backstory, or
Yeah,
make a
because this is
bit
five,
more
and
about
it's
what they were
still
doing.
that. Yeah, that's not enough for me, to be honest.
Mm.
So I'm not too,
Um,
but well, yeah, to each their own.
That's okay. Wasn't too villainous. It wasn't too villainous. And then we come to these guys hanging out and him giving it the gun. I thought this was really good because he went from not wanting her to have a gun. I mean, this whole scene of them chatting, he really was terrible at, at trying to console her, and he did a really good job at playing that. I thought
Yeah,
of not really being able to communicate verbally properly. I feel like that sometimes when I'm talking. And I love it when he goes to show her the gun and he asks, where did you learn how to hold that? Where'd you learn how to do that? And she says, Fedra. And his response I thought was classic. Um, he's kind of like, yeah, that's shit. He knows that. Like a Karen. She was the ultimate Karen, the savage Karen,
yeah,
straight up.
yeah, the kite is right.
Yeah. Who had the NZ accent though? Was it
I
who
think
did have the
Kathleen.
NZ? Oh, it was her. Do you think that was New Zealand? Wow. She seems like someone who
This cracked me up.
always wants to
I want
speak
to
to
speak to your
humanity.
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't take her serious. See, she looks more like prey than a leader.
Yeah. So Knox says, I didn't find it believable.
Yeah,
I
me
expected
neither.
her for Presser
Look, Umbridge would have been
Graham.
great for me. Yeah.
But what did you think of this sequence of him giving her the gun and making that next step? It's like we are seeing the next steps in their
Yeah, it
relationship.
is. Yeah,
I
yeah.
quite like.
So we're seeing like a father-daughter kind of mentoring moment. So that was very cool. And also Ellie just smiling of getting it.
Yeah.
It's a funny. It's such a funny way of bonding. It's like the most illogical thing to bond over, but it works so well. So I love
Yeah.
this scene.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. We got William in the house. What's up,
Yo,
William?
welcome back.
Welcome back, bro. Welcome back. Let's chew through the rest of this. So then they find Sam and Henry's hideout. Beautiful composite here by the man, the
That's
Spanner,
nice. The legend.
the
Spanner
legend,
boy.
the man, the myth, the legend, Spanner Boy. We need a trailer for it. He throws spanners. He'll ban you in a heartbeat. It's Spanner Boy. We should.
In a
we
world.
should. The ground rumbling. I thought, holy shit, what's under there? Which we can get into. But then we find the food. I love how you see this here, and then you get to go back and see the rest of it later. Now, is Sam and Henry in the game?
Yeah.
Are they in
yeah.
the game? They are. Okay. Interesting.
But
So I
Sam wasn't deaf, so that's new, and it was a very cool addition, and they purposely went for it because they were talking about, and when I say they, I mean Greg Mason and Neil Druckmann. They were talking about that in the game you only get to see everything from Joel's perspective, but in the series you just get the luxury of also being able to show it from Sam and Henry's perspective, which they actually do when they replay the scene with the car crash and the garage and the
Yes.
shooting, the shootout, and they were thinking that this was kind of going. If you look at Henry and Sam, it's kind of the same relationship as they were going for with Joel and Ellie, and to diversify things a bit, then they thought about what if Sam would be deaf. Because then the communication would have been totally different than the communication you would have already seen with Joel and Ellie. So they tried to mix things up.
Yeah.
But actually, it was pretty hard to get the right actor for that, it seemed.
Well, I think that the whole deaf scenario played perfectly at the end of episode 5. Because that moment, it,
Yeah.
is he can't
But
hear
that's
me.
5,
Walk
it's
around.
5.
Like, yeah, like it just made so much more sense.
Yeah.
It made so much more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that that moment. Then we come to them going to sleep and having. If you can see that properly, I do apologize. It's a bit
Yeah,
dark.
he's snickering. He's snickering.
Yeah, That was really cool. I love that whole part with the joke with the jeans. Very silly jokes, dad jokes, the types of jokes I would tell if I knew jokes.
Yeah,
They're the ones I would tell.
it runs in your genes.
It runs in your
It's a
genes.
good
Just
joke.
something
It's a good
simple.
joke.
Yeah, it does. It is. It is.
Yeah,
Um, and I love that they address that he's got bad hearing because I didn't really realize he had bad hearing.
yeah,
I mean, he does mention when he's given her the gun that he couldn't hear properly, or he didn't hear him coming. He says, "I didn't
yeah.
hear that guy coming, Brian coming." So I thought that was really cool. And just to finish off the episode of them going to sleep and having a different outcome than they did when she was more scared. She was less scared here
Yeah,
after he
she
put
was.
the glass down, and then that's generally what happens in life. When you think everything's going good, then you get hit with a bloody curveball, which
Yeah,
is what
so
they get.
yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good because it was kind of a fail-safe device for people coming in. So then you think, oh, I'll be safe. And she thought, oh, okay, I'll be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where these guys show up. I wondered why he had paint across his eyes, and it made much more sense
Yeah,
later.
it's like a superhero mask.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know how kids, when they're in a dire situation, you can give them something to hold on to. I think in Spider-Man gave him his mask, right? And you see
Yes.
stuff like this in movies all the time. So that's why I got the superhero mask.
Yeah, I like that. I did like that. You laugh, motherfucker. Yeah, I like that. The way she said it was really cool too. Very cute scene. Knox says, "Who knows how long it's been since he laughed?" Yeah, but he did. Pedro did such a good job of. I love it where he's like, "I'm losing it. I'm losing it." I thought that
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like she's breaking his walls down, and that's the kid aspect of her coming out again. They've gone through all this intense shit that's just happened at the start of the day. That she's still got that childlike optimism in her, where she still wants to have fun and do things, and they just do a good job of bringing that out, and that really breaks up the tension in the show. I feel like I think she's a great way of breaking down the tension with how she's still being a kid in so many scenarios, and that joke
Yeah.
book is freaking perfection. How they've just slot that in there to create those moments, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. It is. It's in his drawing.
Yeah, it's a superhero drawing.
Yeah, the Superman. Yeah, that's right. He saw Henry and Sam. And I was
Yeah.
like, yay. Then I remember the game, and I was like, oh, fuck. Well, see, I didn't know. Me and Lani watched episode 5 last night, and bloody hell, like we were emotionally damaged after that.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's 5.
Christ.
That's 5.
Yeah, so that's it. That's all the slides for 4. So what we want to ask you guys now, I guess, is we didn't prepare slides for episode 5 because we were thinking of doing that next week. But we're here now. We just watched it. If all you guys have watched episode 5 and you're keen for it, do you want to chat about it now? We just don't have any slides, but it's still fresh in my mind. I can talk about it. So let us know in the chat real quick if you're good to go. If you're not good to go, maybe we talk about it anyway. And if you're not good to go, maybe tune out and come back later. What do you reckon, Anthony? Because then next weekend,
So what?
we could
Yeah, what
do
are we doing
Ant-Man
next
and the Wasp.
weekend?
We could do Ant-Man and the Wasp. If it's coming out this week, is that going to be enough
Yeah,
time
I
for
don't
everybody
think
to see
people. I think normally we take 2 weeks for everyone
it?
to
True.
have seen the movie, right? I think
True.
next week would be very short term.
Well, why don't we do
notice.
phase? Why don't we do phase 3?
Let's see
We could do
if
phase 23.
everyone has seen 5 already.
Yeah, let's see. We know
So
often
Offen
wants
has
to go
seen
episode
5.
5.
And Knox
He's ready
has
to
played
go.
the game, so that's no,
Yep.
no, it's not the same as seeing the episode, right?
You found out. We did find out, Lukagi. How did we find out? Knox says it's the epitome of beautiful media, and I'm never watching this again.
Never watching this again. Yeah, so Lokagi and Knox, we still and William. I still think we need to know if
Yeah.
you guys have seen 5. And Butch is listening while he's working. If he's working, I don't think
You probably
he's
haven't
already
seen
seen 5, right?
it. I don't know.
Okay, Lokagi
Butch-
votes for 5.
Yeah, boom. It takes forever to pop up on my screen. You see it quicker on YouTube than I do.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
And William and Knox.
I just saw your picture on Instagram. Endure and survive. #. I love it.
Butch hasn't seen 5.
Which hasn't seen 5.
Maybe just wait for 5 and do 5 next week, right?
Yeah, we can do that. What do you think, guys? I know, look, I mean, Often wants to go now. He's ready to go.
He's always ready to go.
Look at him. He's ready to go. This will give you a chance, though, to get some
You
great
know how
slides.
we do.
This
Yeah.
will give you a chance to get some great slides, and we can really delve into it, because I think it's one of my favorite episodes, if not my
It's a
favorite.
good episode. It's a good episode.
It was freaking heartbreaking.
Cool.
Epic.
Cool.
Yeah, so we can do that, guys. I don't want to break any hearts right now, but why don't we come back next weekend? Otherwise, we don't have anything to do next weekend. It's probably not enough time to go through Phase 3 and watch all those films this week.
Yeah.
There's some big films in Phase 3. Holy moly.
Yeah, so I've having so much fun because with my son, I'm just rewatching every Marvel content of the last, like, 12 years or something. I don't know.
That's
yeah,
cool.
10 years maybe. No, 12.
That's cool.
And he's seen Endgame now, and now I'm doing WandaVision. If you do WandaVision, if you binge WandaVision, it's better on the rewatch if you have a reason to watch it, because you can just watch 1 and 3 in one take, and after that you get into MCU things again. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I rewatched it with my dad last year, I think, or maybe the year before. Oh,
How was that?
whenever it was, I watched.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it again. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the end of it. He loved the first 3 episodes, which was interesting. He loved the old school stuff.
He
'cause,
lived
you know,
the
he
first
grew up-
3 episodes.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. But I've been enjoying rewatching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've got 2 episodes left.
Yeah, so
I've been loving it
on my
even more.
on my own, I don't think I would, but watching with my son, that would be very, very cool. Yeah. So I think I
Really?
will.
No, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is very underestimated as a show. I think it was done really well and sets up so much for Captain America 4 and other things that are coming, Thunderbolts, all that. I think they did a really good job. And just you get to see the journey of Sam making that decision to become Cap. I really, really enjoyed that. Looking forward to watching these last 2 episodes again, because Cap is sitting in the DHL facility in Perth right now on hold.
Cool.
I'm like, just send it to me, you bastards.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't try and throw people off often. Don't try to do it. Just because of that, you need to get some tight ass slides for this week coming, bruv. I want to see that. You know the things I want to see. You know the things. Just figure it out. Anthony needs to adjust his camera. We can only see the top of his head. That's how he rolls.
You know how we do.
That's how we do. That's what he does, William. This is deliberate. Anthony is very meticulous. He's an assassin by the government. He's a sleeper cell. He's trained in Krav Maga, and he cannot be seen on the screen. So it's all deliberate. If you see his face, he will find you. He has a particular set of skills, and you do not want that. So
The world is better. The world is better for it.
Oh man. Well, look, let's rate episode 4 while we're here. What do you guys reckon? Episode 4 out of 5 fungi. What do you guys reckon? For me, I enjoyed episode 4. It was one of the shorter episodes, but I loved the moment with Brian. I thought that was great. I loved the road tripping aspect. I loved them building their. It was more of the build up of building their relationship. They found a way to squeeze that in, which I really, really liked. Coming off episode 3, which was mainly all Bill and Frank. So I just feel like they've written it so well and they've paced it out really well. So for me, I'll give episode 4 a 4 out of 5, I would say. Solid 4 out of 5.
Cool. I kind of have the same.
4.2. Ooh, 4.2 out of 5 dad jokes. Anthony is leading.
Yeah. Hence the
Can't even say that. Akatsuki. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Akatsuki.
Almost like that.
He has to be shrouded in mystery. Classic. 4.5. Oh, now I got to bump mine to 4.5. I can't be the one giving it the worst. I'm the easiest to please.
You're such a pushover, dude. Thank God you're not a school teacher. I feel my grade should be a 9. Okay, it's a 9.
I would too. No, I'd be like, don't worry about it. It's all good. You're not
It's
going to
okay.
use
I
that
like
later
you.
anyway.
I like your shoes. Bam, 4 out of 5.
You got a Spider-Man shirt. You get a 5. You get a 5 out of 5. Subscribe to my channel. You get a 5. You get an A plus.
Yeah.
You get A pluses for the rest of the year.
Oh, by the way, talking about channels, I think I'm doing a giveaway, but I'm still
Yes, let's
undecided
do it.
on the figure yet.
Let's do it. Let's help Anthony out.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about either Pennywise or Star-Lord from Infinity War. I think one
Ooh.
of those two.
What do you guys reckon? What should he give away? I mean, he's already
Because
giving.
Pennywise-
You giving the DeLorean to Offen, right? Was that what it was? Or
Yeah.
you giving the DeLorean to
Often already has first dip on the DeLorean. He doesn't know he would be in his lifelong servitude to Mike. We'll figure something out for the DeLorean.
Oh, look. Lukagi's giving it. Look, okay, I'm going to give it a 4.92. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. It's a 5 out of 5. Damn you, Lukagi. 5 out of 5. Well, Anthony, what should Anthony give away? I think you should give away. What was the other one? Sorry?
So I think
Star-Lord and-
Star-Lord or Pennywise.
Lukagi, what do
Mysterio.
you want more?
Uh,
Ooh, Mysterio. If it were me, I would want to win Mysterio more because I love that figure.
but you already have one. I think Star-Lord from
Hmm.
Infinity War is one people don't have.
Yeah, that's true. And if you with Guardians, oh look, here you go. With Guardians 3 coming out, Star-Lords are great. That's going to be getting people hyped up again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are going to watch They're going to watch Guardians. They're going to be all hyped up. They're going to want to go and get a Star-Lord. They might have a Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Oh look, if I just subscribe to Anthony's channel, boom, I get a chance to win a Star-Lord.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that could
Okay.
work.
Yeah, I'll do Star-Lord.
Which one's Star-Lord? There you go. Which one's Star-Lord? Give him the Butch.
Yeah.
Give him the Butch. So when are you going to do that? How are you going to do it on the channel? Do you want to announce that now? Or are you going to save that? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'll just make a short video announcing it, and that's going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people will need to do anything more than comment on the video, and that'll be it. And I'll just pick it by the 1st of March or something.
Nice.
But I
Nice.
just
That's
need
not
a
long.
number generator. I don't know if there's a good number generator that works off of YouTube's comments, because that would be the most ideal scenario, right? That I could just pick a video that I have, and then
Mm-hmm.
that number generator just picks a name. But I doubt it's going to be that easy.
It's pretty difficult. Like I think when I did mine, you got to take like the names. You've got like put it into a wheel. I think it's definitely
Yeah.
easier to do off comments. It's definitely easier to do off comments.
Yeah.
So I've got to figure out you got to figure out how to do that for sure.
Yeah.
But
I
look,
think
let's
I'm
make
just
sure we
going
get
to
you to
input
1K,
manually
baby.
from every comment.
Damn. I mean, you can. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
All right. What figure are you sending me?
It's pretty happy.
Any one of those. So this is going to be for 1K, right? 1K giveaway. Now, you shouldn't do a timeline. You should do
Yeah.
it for 1K.
Yeah.
You should do 1K.
Yeah.
Once you hit 1K, boom,
I'm going to call it 1K at 1st of March, 1K, 1K, 1st of March, something like that.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's do
so
it.
if I'm at
Spread
1K
the word, guys.
at the 1st of March, I'll give it away. Something like that.
We
That would
need
be easy,
we
right?
need you guys to infiltrate the streams out there. Infiltrate. Let's bring back the hashtag. Me and Renz and AJ was there too, actually. Infiltrating streams, dropping hashtag Justice for Waleeds, which was hilarious. That was good fun. Speaking of Renz, Hawkboy's off on a mission, so he's not here today. But I'll make sure I fill him in later of what went down. He's off doing things. So we need to infiltrate other streams, guys, and let them know. Subscribe. Hashtag 1K 1st of March. There you go. Boom. That's the new one. You got to write Figure Posing Channel in there. Subscribe to Figure Posing Channel. 1K giveaway. Hashtag Justice for Wally.
Oh, that's
Chuck
cool.
that in
It
yeah.
does rhyme. It does rhyme.
1K giveaway. Oh, yeah, it does. Damn. Maybe I'll do a rhyme for it. Maybe when Anthony hits 1K, I will do a rhyme.
Drop the bars.
I'll,
Drop the bars.
I'll bust a rap. Yeah, I'll
Dude,
fucking bust
people
a rap.
would love the John TikTok rhymes bars a lot more than a Star Wars figure. To be honest.
Oh, let's do it now. If you when you hit 1K, I will bust a rap. I'll do one of my old verses. There you go.
That's
I'll do
priceless.
it live.
That's
I'll do it
priceless.
live.
I should
I'll do it
send you
live
the
on
Star
film.
Lord if you do the do the
I
rhyme.
will do it. I will do a rhyme. Okay? And then I'll make a rundown rhyme. Lukagi will make the beat. I don't know if you make me. You can just make a beat and send it to me, Lukagi, and I'll bust a rap. Boom.
Buster
1K
rap.
giveaway.
It should
Y'all
start
don't
with
believe me.
"You know what we do."
I'll light you up.
I'll light you up. That's a good one. Yeah.
I'll light you up like I will this cigar. Boom. I'm probably gonna. I haven't had a cigar in forever. I'm probably gonna light this up and die.
Did you ever smoke one?
I have in the past. Yeah, I've smoked cigars before, but not a long time ago.
Mm.
Thought,
It's easier than cigarettes, to be honest.
yeah, I just think it's. He said it's strong and it'll definitely blow my head off. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cubano. I just kind of don't want to waste it because it's like it's kind of cool to have just a Cuban cigar. I don't know. We'll see.
You could just smoke it and keep the what do you call the outside of it, the package?
I'll just keep this the
Just
tube.
act like you have it. Act like you still have
Yeah.
one.
That's true. Put it
Play
in
it
the
on a
collection.
Walkman. Yeah.
There we go. Cubana. Cuba.
It looks cool.
Boom. Yeah, it's sick. Sick. I'm old now. I'm 40. I'm like, isn't that like? I want to
Dude,
be
you should
top
smoke
G.
a pipe.
So when you're
If
a
you're
top
40,
G,
you should smoke a
I
pipe.
should get a pipe. Imagine doing it in the room here, all the figures in the background. Jesus. Yeah. And I used to record onto tapes, Lukagi. That's how old I am.
Man.
So, yeah.
Dude,
used to
I bet you
it
get
on
really
the computer
cool
and put it on.
photography if you smoke. Snap pictures of the figures.
I use that as the smoke effects. That's a good idea. I won't smoke in the collection room. It would be outside if I did. That's for sure. If you don't want it, I'll gladly take it.
He's open
AJ's
to
a cigar,
anything.
man. I know it. I'll send
He's
that.
like
and then
Lukagi.
you'll
If
send
it's
the
free, I'll
DeLorean.
take it.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh Jesus. But yes, I'm glad we did this stream anyway, because then we banged it out and we can really delve into episode 5 next week because I was going to say we weren't going to because of being a birthday weekend. I'm going to try and do something with the fam today and see what the little munchkin wants to do. We're playing chess last night. She was savage. Oh yeah, just so you guys know, my daughter was roasting me last night whilst I was messaging Anthony. She's like,
That was epic.
she's like, tell Anthony he's the best. Tell Anthony he's the best YouTuber. And we watched the rundown because of Anthony, not Dad. I was like, you little shit.
Yeah, you should know I paid her to tell that. So I need to give her my Harley Quinn figures now.
Oh man, she loves Harley Quinn. She thinks she's awesome. I've got a baseball bat here, and she'll grab it and she'll like wield it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's gonna kill me one day. Ship the cigar with the figure. Boom. There you go. A bit of buds.
You should
I
give
don't
the
think we can
cigar
end
to
Anthony's
Ant-Man.
villain arc yet.
yeah.
That'd be cool. That's actually a cool idea. I need to get an Ant-Man first. We'll see how this film goes.
You don't have an Ant-Man yet?
No, I don't have an Ant-Man. No,
Oh.
never.
Well,
I'm very in my lane.
It didn't hurt
Very
to
in my
wait, to be
lane.
honest, because I think the next Ant-Man is going to be the one to have.
Yeah, especially if they. I mean, he looks really bozeable, so I'm excited. And if the movie's epic, then I'll probably pull the trigger.
Yeah, but
we'll
the
see.
rolling
I'm
eyes
trying
they
to-
do on the figures now are so that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool, especially for photography.
Yeah.
Portrait, especially for doing stuff like that, just so much better. Will we end Anthony's villain arc at 1K? I don't know.
We will see.
I kind of like him being a villain. I like him being a villain.
Play it again. Play it.
Yeah, look. Oh shit. Where'd it go?
Yeah, that's epic. Less epic. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks for coming, guys. It's a shorter one today, but we'll be back next week with, often as promised, the highest quality slides he has ever done, ever in his life. There's going to be composites. There's going to be streamers and celebrations. It's going to be the best slides he's ever delivered. So tune in for that. Anthony, anything you're releasing on the channel real quick before we wrap up? Anything else
Yeah, no,
other than the giveaway?
I'm going with the first March 1K giveaway.
Okay.
And then the first posting video I'll do is the Captain America one. I still have a
Hell
hard time
yeah.
calling him Captain America. I'll just call him Sam Wilson Captain America.
Sam Wilson cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pose him up with
Bucky.
Chris
yeah.
Evans cap too. I got to see, and Bucky. I got to see them.
Oh
three
no, with
together.
Bucky,
That'd be
with
sick.
Bucky, with Bucky.
And with Bucky. Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Only Bucky. I don't think I'll
Right.
pose him with regular cap. That would be weird, I think.
Just to see what they look like. 2012 cap, I think would look sick next to. Would look sick next to him. Well, I'll do that in my one then.
Cool.
Boom.
Do
That's
it.
what I'll do.
Do
Yeah,
it.
That way we can provide different content for these guys.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Party next week. Often's bringing the whiskeys and all the best slides and gift slides. Bring it on. We're gonna love it.
You
What
should
am I
break
doing
out the
on
cigar
next?
then. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be dropping. Maybe break out the cigar then. Yeah, just got to find a way to not smoke it in here. That's the only thing. But I'll hopefully be dropping the quarter scale Mark 42 video this week.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I've got like one or two, maybe one more scene to film. It's been difficult to do, filming wise, size
I
wise,
can imagine, dude.
and balance wise, because he's freaking heavy. So it's only going to be 10 poses, not 12, because there's not a lot you can do with that base. That hasn't already been done. So that will be dropping, and then I'll be getting to work on. I'm not sure yet. It'll be a surprise. I'll be getting to work on a new figure. So
Cool.
maybe Cap, if he comes this week, we'll see. Other than that, though, go check out the channel. Subscribe to Anthony. Let's get him to 1K. Let's do that giveaway, and we'll see you next week, guys. Peace
Bye.
out, guys. Bye.